This is Kevin Harlan alongside Doris Burke and Greg Anthony. We'll be catching up in a bit from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. And it's back to Miami for the Heat at the conclusion of today's game. And the news here, Goran Dragic won't play. The injury keeping him out.
Well, when he got hurt in that last game, the hope was that it wouldn't be too serious. But we now know that's not the case. You really just wish him all the luck in the world in terms of his rehab.
Yeah, our hearts go out to him. You never want to see that happen, especially when it could be for an extended amount of time.
And so the tip-off, it's Miami. We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. On the court for the Heat, down low, it's Johnson and Whiteside. Deion Waiters is out there with Weber, and it's Richardson in at the 3 slot. And the foul called on Hassan Whiteside. That's his first foul. Howard, the pass to Morris. Outside, Wall. And he slams it down right on top of Hassan Whiteside.
This seems to be the new breed of point guards who can play above the rim. Wall finishing with style.
Well, John Wall, Derrick Rose, and Russell Westbrook came into the league around the same time. All of them in the conversation for most athletic big point guard in league history. Of the three, I think John Wall, the most prolific playmaker, always looking to create for his teammates.
Howard, that's good.
And really, there's no reason why Howard can't at least be boxed out. When he comes up with these rebounds, it's night-night for the defense.
Now, here's Richardson. 11-point game his last outing. Waiters outside. Knocks down the 3 ball. Waiters got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. And John Wall, such a multifaceted game, it almost feels wrong to call him a pure point guard. But that's what he is, isn't he? Just loves to set up his teammates.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And he can score at a high level, but it helps him as a playmaker. Guys thrive playing alongside him because he commands so much attention.
Here now is Weber, following the basket by Dwight Howard. Johnson kicks to Waiters. And it's Waiters again missing.
Well, you don't get much more wide open inside the arc. He simply got to make that shot.
Wasted no time on that one.
That's something he can do all night, gentlemen. Beal is deadly spotting up.
Waiters against Beal. Shot's good by Waiters. Waiters got his second basket of the night.
A guy who converts well at the rim, you like to see the aggression there.
Really doesn't get any easier than that. The defense didn't look too interested in stopping him.
Now, here is Morris. Morris with the screen for Porter. And the Wizards hit again from deep.
These are the intangibles Otto Porter brings. Reads the screen, uses that well.
And there's the pass to Waiters. Pass to Whiteside. He kicks it to Weber. Back to Whiteside. 5 on the clock. Here's Johnson. That one wide left.
My goodness, get right in his grill and force him to alter the shot. That's tough defense in the post.
Pass to Weber. Here's Whiteside. Excellent D from Howard.
The only way he doesn't finish is if the defense gets in his face. Nice job.
Screen by Howard. Wall passes to Howard. Outside, Beal. That's good. And so Howard with the assist. And that's now 6 points for Bradley Beal. And Miami calls their first time out of the game. And last year, big expectations for the Washington Wizards. Yet, Doris, they couldn't get out of the first round of the playoffs.
Well, many believed, Kevin, they were too talented to finish as the 8th seed. And when you finish as the 8th seed, you play the top seed. So they lose to Toronto in the first round. There's still a ton of talent here, but lots left to prove.
the 2K leaderboard are the rebounding leaders from a season ago. In the third spot, Dwight Howard.
What a season he had in the paint. I mean, his rebounding numbers really mind-boggling. Who wouldn't love to have a guy like that?
The Heat trail by 10. Weber kicks to Johnson. And the jam by Whiteside.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying antics to narrow the deficit.
Yeah, and an example of why you want to let the game come to you. The opening presented itself, he converted in a big way.
And Waiters has it in the corner. Whiteside, a screen on Beal. Waiters gets room off the pick. Rebounded by Howard.
Well, they've been playing some tough defense on him in this period, and it's starting to affect him. This guy's having trouble finding the target right now.
Wall, that's good.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Weber, a screen. Passes it to Richardson. Whiteside, a screen on Morris. Here's Richardson. And the first shot of the night for him, no good. Lobbed up there for Howard. And it's slammed in by Howard.
And really focused on establishing dominance down low. And, guys, it's working.
Oh, no doubt. I think they've controlled the paint. They've used their size and strength to get off any shot they want.
Now, here's Richardson. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Outside, Porter. Beal, that's for two. That one a little long.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Washington leading now by 12. Howard, the pass to Beal. Over Waiters. Beal can't get it to go.
Well, obviously, it's been an off night for him offensively, but give his teammates credit. They've bailed him out. He's still got time to turn it around.
Doors when the light finally goes on for a young guy. So fun to watch. Younger players who've got all the talent and all the world right in front of them, but yet haven't put it all together just quite yet.
It's amazing to me how quickly we can give up on a young guy who maybe doesn't find success right out of the gate. But the reality is you have to remember player development is the lifeblood of this league, maybe now more than ever with the current state of the salary cap. So a little patience as a fan base goes a long, long way.
Mm-hmm. That free throw missing. And the second free throw, good. Well, so often when a player changes teams, Doris, we see a lot of emotions from him, his teammates, from the fans, and coaches. Is it even reasonable to expect loyalty in sports nowadays?
You know, I think times have changed, Kevin. We're no longer living in an era where a player sticks with an organization throughout the course of his tenure, or at least that is the outlier nowadays. The reality is teams always make decisions with their long-term best interests at heart. And so when a player has earned the right to embrace his free agency, there's a reason it's termed free agency, then he should have an equal opportunity to the team to make the decisions that are in his best interest. Whatever those values and priorities for that individual player are, when you reach free agency, you've earned that right.
A team's rebounding is a great measure of its energy, and theirs has been terrific here in the first quarter.
The pass to Waiters. Right side a screen. Poked away. And that one goes out of bounds. Nice touch by Porter.
And a chance to check out the stats for Richardson, how he performed last season. He put up about 13 points a game last season, 3 rebounds and 3 assists. And this is the kind of strong, steady play you like to see. He's earning his keep and helping them win games.
I think they need more consistency from him, and they're getting it. Look for this to continue. I love it.
And the Heat call time here. This their first look at this year's Washington squad.
And last year, an entertaining season series between the two ended up battling to a draw.
It's a fairly even matchup, and both sides want to take that leap into the league's upper echelon. So let's see what signs we see of progress tonight.
Getting ready to come in for Washington. Mahinmi's checked in for Howard. Green comes in for Morris. Kelly Oubre's checked in for Otto Porter Jr. And it's Austin Rivers in for Beal. And a new group in for the Heat. Bam Adebayo's checked in for Whiteside. Kelly Olynyk comes in for James Johnson. Justice Winslow, he's checked in for Josh Richardson. And Ellington is subbed in for Dion Waiters. Here is Mahinmi. After the Heat pick up 2. And there's the foul. It'll go on Briante Weber. That's his first foul. And Washington making a change here. Satoransky's checked in. And out of bounds as the Heat gain possession. And where the shot's been coming from tonight, here's a look broken down by paint, mid-range, and three-point shot attempts so far for Miami.
And the one thing that jumps out at me when you look at that shot chart is just how little scoring they get from out above the free throw line extended three-point range. They've got to get more points from out high if they want to improve their offense.
Now, here is Weber. There's the pick. Olynyk dishes to Ellington. Back to Olynyk. Clock at 6. There's Winslow. Connects from three-point range. Winslow's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Now let's find out what head coach Scott Brooks had to say to David Aldridge. D.A.?
Well, Kevin, they're going to keep it simple tonight. He wants to run everything through the low post. He told me, physically, we're the stronger team. We need to use that strength to our benefit. Back to you.
Thank you, David. And here's Weber. Following the 3 from Austin Rivers. Olynyk, a screen on Rivers. Ellington kicks to Weber. Three-pointer. Rebound by Mahinmi.
And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
For the Heat, their last game a loss to Orlando. And it's out of bounds. The Heat able to retain possession here.
Man, you love the effort. Just getting the hand in there and knocking it out.
You love that they're making their presence felt on the defensive end. You can't afford to be careless with this team.
Now, here's Olynyk. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Top the key, Ellington. Over Rivers.
Really having a difficult time getting anything to fall.
A shot by Ellington, no good. Rivers can't get it to go.
An obvious blunder by the defense that they get away with. Somebody's supposed to be checking him.
And Austin Rivers out of Duke, an elusive 6'4" combo guard.
I mean, a great handle, and he's found most of his offensive success with this development as a long-range shooter. It's gotten to the point now where you want him to put it on the deck.
First free throw is good. Doris, look in your crystal ball. 5 years from now, who do you think will be the 2-3 best players in the NBA?
Well, certainly some of the names. I won't say this is a definitive list, but as long as health holds, I'm going to give you 3 men who are going to be bad men in the NBA for a long time. Giannis Antetokounmpo, because the Greek freak is able at his size to handle it, take it off the window, and dominate action in transition. If he gets a consistent jump shot, forget about it. Ben Simmons, exactly the same thing. His passing ability is extraordinary. I think you'll see him get a low post game, and I think he'll get a jump shot, and he will be unguardable. And one of my absolute favorites is Mr. Joel Embiid. Give it to you inside, give it to you outside. Mr. Embiid can handle it. He can dominate with his defense. Those three men are going to be all-stars for a long, long time.
And so here is Miami after the basket by Washington. Ellington, the pass to Olynyk. The offensive rebound. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And you know, Kevin, Olynyk has proven to be an effective role player. This is a guy who's proven he's willing to do whatever it takes to get the win.
The Heat have shot 75% at the line tonight, going 3 for 4.
And if we want to take a look back, they converted about 76% from the line.
The first free throw is good. That one is no good.
They hold the early advantage on the glass.
Fires from 18. Rivers can't get it to go. The Heat trail by 8. And Thomas Satoransky gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul.
On defense, Washington. Screen by Olynyk. Weber kicks to Adebayo. Pass to Weber. Shot clock at 5. The Heat need to get a shot off. Stolen by Rivers.
That's just phenomenal defense. The defense feels like it's all over the place and knows exactly how to guard it.
We've got 1:55 left in the first quarter. Miami a screen on Winslow. Here's Green. Miami grabs the miss.
Yeah, coming off that screen, wide open, just can't convert.
Well, I think, Greg, that's exactly what you want. The screen was solid. The execution just fell a little bit short on the shot.
Now, here's Oubre. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard.
And from the opening tip, they have been in complete control of this one.
Yeah, you know, it looks like they've wanted it more. Outstanding hustle and determination throughout.
Weber against Satoransky. It's stolen by Green. Kicks it to Rivers. He dishes it to Oubre. And again, Washington with the triple.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
There's the pick. Weber, the pass to Ellington. And again, it's the Heat missing.
Boy, for a capable three-point shooter, that's one he expects to make.
Mahinmi kicks to Green. Pass to Satoransky. Mahinmi a screen. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Oubre. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It goes on Justice Winslow.
Now remember, you know, he grew up in New Orleans, but Kelly Oubre had to move to Texas after Hurricane Katrina. Some tough times that he said put a little bit of a chip on his shoulder to this day.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw, no good.
Absolutely stone cold at the line thus far.
He hits the second from the line. 23 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Satoransky against Weber. He kicks to Olynyk. Here's Adebayo.
And Green's defense, very important to this team's success. The way he gets up in the face of whoever he's guarding, it becomes infectious to the rest of his guys.
And so it's Washington with a 14-point lead as we bring the quarter to a close. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. Back right after this. Growing up the youngest of 5 with 4 older sisters, John Wall said it taught him a lot. And Wall had his challenges certainly growing up. We all know those stories, losing his father at a young age. But his mother, his aunts, Greg, his sisters, they protected him.
It helped him to get where he is now. We see it so often. A young man making it to the NBA is really a victory for the entire family.
That's his first personal foul.
Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start this second quarter. And, guys, we've seen a confident-looking Wizards team out there.
Tough defense throughout that first period, and it's really paying dividends.
Well, I think there's a level of physicality with them right now and not allowing the opponent to feel comfortable getting into their heads just a bit.
Rivers out there with Thomas Satoransky.
Take a break.
And there's Ian
Take a
Mahinmi.
break.
Then there's Oubre, and it's Green in at the 4 slot. That's the 5 on the 4 for the Wizards. That one is off. More and more we're hearing the term positionless basketball, Doris, but it's not an entirely new concept. I remember Jerry West, for example, talking about it a couple decades ago.
Well, I think Jerry West talking about it is about there are certain guys historically who could play in any era. Jerry West would be there. Rick Barry would be another one. So certainly this has been a topic discussed in the past. I think why it's so important in today's day and age, the NBA has become a switch-heavy league, and that's on the defensive end. And therefore, teams like Boston and others are building their roster around guys who are switchable and versatile. It's become an almost necessity in today's NBA.
Great perspective. Here's Green. The Heat getting the bucket. Olynyk with the steal. Oh, and a fast break for the Heat. That shot off. And the Wizards now going the other way.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
The shot by Mahinmi, no good. The Heat trail by 12. Tries it from the top of the key. Misses off the left iron.
Boy, he has been cold for a while now.
Yeah, starting to look like it's taking its toll mentally. He doesn't look like himself.
Weber, the pass to Winslow. Adebayo kicks to Olynyk. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
And let's check out some stats for Rivers, how he performed last season. Averaged 15 points a game, 4 assists and 2 rebounds. And it's always nice to be able to bring a shooter like him off the bench.
Well, hard to win if you can't get points productivity, and that's what makes this guy valuable to that second unit.
First one falls for him. Washington making some changes. Howard's checked in for Mahinmi. Otto Porter Jr. comes in for Kelly Oubre, and Bradley Beal subbed in for Satoransky. And Miami with a change here too. Waiters is checked in. So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. Washington leading now by 11. Lets it go from the wing, and it's off the back rim, no good.
And why take that contested shot? I mean, make the extra pass.
Now, that's a head scratch. When the defense is in your grill, move the ball.
Clearly a foul.
The Heat have made 5 of 8 of their free throw attempts.
Dion Waiters. taking 2 shots.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
He's off on the first. Washington making some changes. Markieff Morris comes in for Green, and John Wall subbed in for Austin Rivers. And Miami also making a switch. Whiteside's checked in. He hits the second from the line. And now approaching 2 minutes of action here in the second quarter. And Wall kicks to Beal. Passes it to Howard. Back to Beal. Over Waiters. And again, Washington no good. The Heat trail by 10. In the corner, it's Ellington. There's the pass to Adebayo. Now here's Waiters. Shoots over Beal. Miami no good on that time either.
Affecting the shot in a big way there. Excellent defense.
Well, you talk about getting into the space of the shooter. This is how you defend the paint.
And in the post, Wall's got a pretty well-developed game for a point guard. He can navigate his way through the big bodies with very few problems.
Now here's Waiters. 17 points for him last game against Orlando. In the corner, it's Ellington. 5 to shoot. Puts it up from 17. Porter with a block.
Well, with that 7'1" wingspan for Otto Porter, he can provide some shot blocking.
And that's another fast break bucket. And this is the pace, though, guys, that's been working for him.
You know, I think, Greg, the faster the tempo, the better they are. And I love the pace they're playing with right now.
And the Heat call time here.
Well, in the summer of 2017, when Otto Porter signed that 4-year, $107 million contract with the Wizards, it was widely questioned. Well, it's been worth every penny thus far as he's become one of the best small forwards in the game.
James Johnson's checked in for the Heat. Richardson comes in for Winslow. And for those of you just joining us, we're in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by. Johnson with it. Guarded now by Morris. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on John Wall. That's foul number 2 for him. And Waiters kicks to Johnson. Shot clock at 6.
Aggressive defense by Morris right there, making that shot so tough.
Miami no good on that time either. And that small forward position that Porter plays, maybe the most important position in the league. You think of LeBron James, you think of great KD.
Yeah, and Porter able to kind of hold his own on both ends. The Wizards' most impactful defensive player, he takes on those big-time players night in and night out. He can be a forgotten man in their offense sometimes, but the D still has to keep an eye on him.
Morris kicks to Howard. Outside, Wall. Back to Howard. Howard. It's good on the putback. And the Wizards lead by 15.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Whiteside dishes to Ellington. Back to Whiteside. It's stolen by Morris. Wall passes to Howard. And stolen by Ellington. Richardson kicks to Johnson. Good work defensively by Morris. Washington leading now by 15. And it's Dion Waiters with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul.
And here's Morris for 3. They get it back. Porter. That one's off. He's now 1 for 2.
Boy, the defense gets into his head and alters his release when he really doesn't have to.
Another shot. And another shot. Whiteside. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That's on Dwight Howard. The Heat have taken 10 shots from the free throw line up to this point and made 6 of them.
Taking 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. And he makes both free throws. All with it. 8 points for him. Screen by Howard. Wall passes to Beal. Kicks it to Porter. The pick gave him all the room he needed, and he knocks down the J. Porter's got 5 points so far. Raiders against Beal. From 13. Washington with the rebound.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Bradley Beal became a first-time All-Star in 2018, but he knows the next step is becoming a better leader. He said, sometimes I can be nonchalant, locked into myself and not saying anything. It's just my personality, and as a leader, you can't be that way. You have to encourage your teammates and don't be afraid to say things. Don't be afraid to be a leader. Kevin?
Shooting 2.
Good story, D.A. Thank you. And the first one at the line is good. John Wall, probably as pure a point guard as you're going to find in the NBA.
And go back to what his college coach told John Wall at the start of his NBA career. Your speed is lethal, and he has become a master at manipulating that speed and turning it into great shots for himself or great shots for his teammates. And what I appreciate perhaps more than anything else about John Wall, aside from his competitive streak, is his commitment to make himself a better shooter, because it's been integral to his success.
Now, here's Richardson. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Here's Whiteside. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
That's his second personal.
Here's a look at what's coming up for Washington. On Saturday, they'll be matching up against Kyle Lowry and the Toronto Raptors. Then on Monday, they'll be playing against Damian Lillard and the Portland Trail Blazers.
And for that matchup with the Kings, it's never easy going up against the top team in the West. But if they're able to come away with the win, it's going to be a huge confidence booster.
That free throw missing. And he sinks the second. Wizards leading by 16. And Wall kicks to Beal. Nice ball movement by Washington. Up top, Morris with the shot. The Wizards with another miss.
And that's the shot you want to create. They just can't get it to fall.
Well, certainly a disappointing result, but they'll live with the shot. They'll take that every time.
And the slam dunk by Wall.
How many point guards can do that? Wall on the receiving end that time.
They set the pick. And Waiters kicks to Whiteside. Tries it from 9. Back to Waiters. Tipped away. Beal with the steal. Here's Wall, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
Bradley Beal's evolution from prospect to all-star. He's a better scorer now, Doris, but also a better playmaker.
He is, Kevin, and Bradley Beal has been willing to take on more of the load on the offensive end. So not just wondering, okay, how do I get my shots, but how to involve his teammates and his ability to improve that handle, the ability to put the ball on the deck and balance that perimeter shooting with the dribble drive makes him lethal.
First free throw is good.
He does a great job of drawing contact and getting himself to the line, something he didn't do in the first period.
That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
You know what I love? That John Wall has stated clearly he would like to be the MVP of the NBA. I've no problem with that. You want guys to be ambitious.
Now, here's Richardson. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. And Whiteside stays right with it.
Oh, a nice tip in to salvage the points from that missed shot.
And those second chance points can add up. Here's Beal. He's got 8.
He's cooled down a little bit after draining those 2 3-pointers in the first quarter.
Richardson with the screen on Wall. Richardson kicks to Whiteside. Johnson the screen. Whiteside, no good. Washington leading now by 18. Here's Beal. Another shot. He can't get that one. Good work defensively by Whiteside. Pass to Richardson. Porter with the steal. And Howard, here we go. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
You know, Dwight Howard wants an MVP caliber performer, but age and injuries now affecting him. Still, tremendous, I believe, at rebounding and defending the rim.
Two shots.
That one is off. And guys, Dwight Howard, a top 20 all-timer in rebounding, an 8-time All-Star center. Greg, will he be a Hall of Famer someday, you think?
Oh, he's a lock to be a Hall of Famer when you look at those numbers. Not to mention a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, and at his peak, one of the most impactful big men we've seen in the game.
And he's good on the second. Miami with the ball. 19-point game. Following this one, they get to host the Hornets. That'll be the first of 4 played at home for them. Johnson against Porter. Shoots a fader. That's short off the rim.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Let's take a look at the 2K leaderboard to find out who are the best shooters from behind the arc last season. Otto Porter Jr. third.
The bucket must have looked 3 feet wide to him last year. I mean, very deserving in terms of that spot among the league leaders from 3.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
That free throw missing. And he sinks the second. The Heat trail by 20. Now, here is Weber. Pass to Richardson. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
That's his second
The Heat have made 9 free throws in the game, 14 attempts.
shooting for Miami. Kelly Olynyk. at the line for 2.
And that one falls for Olynyk. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Wizards leading by 18. And Wall kicks to Howard. There's a screen. Nice catch and finish on the alley-oop. And he's now got the double-double. 11 points and 12 rebounds.
I'll tell you, if you leave a guy open, John Wall is going to put it on time and on target. Sometimes the defense is not going to look good as a result.
Now here's Johnson. He's coming off a 16-point game against Orlando.
And don't forget about the 2 blocks. He really changed the game for his team on the defensive side.
Here is Porter. They lead by 20. That's the most we've seen. And Howard with the second chance points.
Well, he's taking a lot of pressure off the other players right now with how well he's shooting it.
Weber with it. He's picked up by Wall. Passes it to Whiteside. And it's Rivers with the rebound. Green passes to Wall and goes out of bounds. Last touch by Olynyk. Oubre is checked in for the Wizards. Adebayo is checked in for Miami. Winslow comes in for James Johnson. Wall against Weber. Howard in the post. That shot misses. And Miami the other way now. Last game matched up with the Magic. A tough loss there.
And really lucky that they weren't blown out in that game, because I just thought the effort was lacking.
You know, it'd be hard to identify a phase of the game where they were crisp. Not the passing, not the shooting. Defensive rotations were off. You could critique them up and down.
Green against Olynyk. Here's Weber. Washington with the rebound. 17-foot shot on the way. Wall with another miss. The Heat trail by 19. Now the pass to Winslow. Back to Adebayo. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Absolutely the prettiest play in basketball, executed to perfection.
I don't think you get an argument there. Everybody loves the alley-oop. Now here's Wall. 14 points for him. Outside, Green takes the 3. It's hauled in by Richardson.
Boy, all sorts of space around him. If he can't hit those, the defense not going to worry too much about him.
Olynyk can't hit.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
And Green with the basket on the assist by Rivers. And the Wizards lead by 19.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Here's Richardson, and it's sent back by Howard.
And Howard takes his shot blocking very seriously. Skying up and sending him back was his impressive vertical.
In transition, here comes Miami. The feed to Olynyk. Heat moving the ball around. Wall against Weber. 6 to shoot. Green with the block. A dominating first half of basketball, and so far hasn't been close. Wizards lead by 19. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Coach, what has to happen to pull out the win?
Well, we have to play through some of the tough times, okay, whether it's a missed call or whether missed shots. This is a passionate game, and we got to stay the course.
We'll see what happens. Thanks, Bo. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And what a show being put on here for the home fans tonight. I'm Ernie Johnson, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. After the first 2 quarters of play, it's Washington in control. They are dominating the scoring, leading by 19. Kenny, what do you think?
What a brilliant, unselfish half of basketball they just played. Their ball movement was absolutely impeccable. All in all, just beautiful basketball to watch.
And over to Shaq. What'd you think about Miami?
Well, first of all, as cold as they've been from the floor, I can't say I'm surprised by the score. You cannot shoot the ball that poorly and expect to be in the game, Ernie. They need better ball movement. If their offense stays this stagnant, they can forget about a comeback.
And that's going to do it for our halftime show, sadly. Third quarter about to start. See you again after the final.
Horn. Oh, buzzer.
The dome of the U.S. Capitol building looking absolutely grand as we make our return to Washington, D.C. We begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. Look at John Wall. What a contribution so far.
Yeah, great job from him in that first half of drawing fouls and getting to the line.
Well, he certainly put the defense in a tough spot in that half. Forces the issue, draws the contact time and time again.
Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. On the floor for Miami, Richardson and Johnson are the forwards. Weber is out there with Dion Waiters, and it's Whiteside in at the 5 down low. Howard, the pass to Porter. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Well, you look at some of the analytics, and the best-rated player on the Wizards might surprise you. None other than one Otto Porter Jr.
And he's really become an impact player at both ends of the floor. One of the glue guys on this squad. He just impacts the game in so many ways, and sometimes it escapes unnoticed.
Free throw good. Porter.
You guys look at a guy like Otto Porter, and it seems like he's coming into his own in this league. He scuffled a bit, certainly, in his first season, but a key piece for this group moving forward.
And Porter drops them both. The Heat trail by 21. Waiters outside. The shot, no good.
Yeah, bad shot there. The trust is lacking. You got to be willing to make the extra pass.
I'm not sure why he doesn't continue to move the basketball. Would have served that team much better.
Weber dishes to Johnson. The fader. And the shot is long.
I'll tell you, his touch has been off all day, and now his judgment is starting to go by the wayside as well. That's a poor shot.
Stolen by Waiters. He kicks it to Weber. Pass to Whiteside. Over Howard. Here's Johnson. Morris with the block.
And when Morris is protecting the rim with that kind of effort, what a lift for his group.
They grab their own miss. Wall misses in close. Miami's gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the 3-ball here. Kicks it out to Richardson. Feeds it to Weber. It's stolen by Wall. And here we go. Washington fast break. Shoots over Weber. Again, the miss by Wall.
Boy, what a cold start to the second half for them. Just 1 for 4 from the field so far.
Into the third we go. 2 minutes in now. Weber with a screen on Beal. 6 on the shot clock. Out left to the wing. Whiteside with it. And it's Howard picking him up. Miami no good on that time either.
Oof, ugly start to the second half. They're still scoreless in their first 5 attempts.
Count it.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
Now here's Waiters. He's got 9. Right side a screen. Richardson gets a wide open look. And the 3 ball is good. Richardson's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. And Wall kicks to Morris. And there's the foul. It'll go on Briante Weber. That'll be his second foul of the game. Saransky's checked in for John Wall.
Tomas Satoransky.
Here's Porter. Miami grabs the miss. Whiteside's got 7 rebounds in the game. Pass to Waiters. That one falls. Coming off the Johnson feed. Johnson's got 3 assists now in this one.
Assist from James Johnson.
And Satoransky kicks to Howard. There's a screen. To the paint and stolen by Richardson. Weber against Satoransky. Passes to Richardson. Lets a floater go, and it's Weber getting it to go.
I'll tell you, that's a graceful finish. Not just any old layup. The teardrop.
Outside, Beal. In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Satoransky gets the bucket.
They are still commanding a lot of defensive attention. Howard just keeps his head up and finds the open man.
Timeout called, the Heat. And I'll tell you what, Doris, Thomas Satoransky, he's got some game.
He certainly does, Kevin. We're talking about a point guard with excellent size and vision. He's an efficient shooter with big-time range. And Satoransky will be a little bit more assertive the more confident he gets. This guy is on his way up.
And Washington making a change here. Mahimi's checked in. Wayne Ellington's checked in for Miami. And Dion Waiters, the bucket on the assist by Johnson.
Dion Waiters.
Johnson's got 4 assists in the game. Satoransky the pass to Beal. From outside, off the mark. The Heat trail by 19. And Waiters kicks to Johnson. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Morris, left side. That one wide left. Miami's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Johnson dishes to Waiters. Back to Johnson. Over Beal. The shot by Johnson, no good.
I'll tell you, I hate to say it, but he's been dragging them down all night. The effort's there, but he continues to be ice cold.
There's the call on James Johnson. That is his first foul of the game. And Washington has possession. Earlier in the game, they held a 25-point lead. Outside, Beal. Morris a screen. And another miss by Washington. And it's Miami's ball. They're on an 11-3 run. Beal against Waiters. The shot missing. Good work defensively by Morris. Wizards leading by 17. Mahimi passes to Morris. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
You see, Markieff Morris to me is a guy I want on my team. He came into the league as a tremendous mid-range shooter, but he understands today's NBA, you need the three-point ball as part of your arsenal, and he's worked to get it. You know he's going to rebound. He's going to defend at a high level. I love Markieff Morris.
2 shots. Relax on the first.
First one falls for him. You're talking about Morris. You need guys on the roster who complement everyone, yet give you consistent production.
Maybe the best attribute of Markieff Morris is the edge he plays with, because when he's engaged, he can give you a level of physicality that's crucial in today's NBA. There's a tough guy attitude that he wears on his sleeve, and I love it.
And Markieff Morris out of Kansas, a spread 4, as they say.
And able to stripe it from anywhere on the floor. A good secondary scorer who can also create his own shot on the block at times.
Now here's Ellington, and Waiters kicks to Johnson. And it's Otto Porter with the foul.
Otto Porter.
That is his first foul of the game. Winslow's checked in for Johnson.
The lineup for the Heat. Justice Winslow.
Here's Adebayo, and it's slammed in by Whiteside. That gives him a double-double in this one. 11 points and 11 rebounds.
Yeah, and the presence of Whiteside in the paint, really unreal. He is a dominant figure down low. Great work to grab that second chance opportunity.
Now here's Porter. He's got 7. Hassan Whiteside grabs the miss. Whiteside's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. To the middle, deflects the pass. Heat moving the ball around. That one misses. It's his 5th miss. He's made 4 baskets. There's Porter with the 3. Miami grabs the miss. Whiteside's got 12 rebounds here tonight. Big time effort. Kicks it to Waiters. Whiteside dishes to Ellington. Waiters against Beal. Clock at 4.
Taking a look here at some numbers for Dion Waiters. Some last season stats for him. He was around 14 points a game last year. 3 assists and 2 rebounds. And those numbers, solid, not spectacular. And sometimes what you see is what you get.
There's no doubt. This is a guy who understands his role, knows he's got to give you quality minutes, and that's what they expect from him.
Free throw, good. Waiters. Washington making some changes. Jeff Green, he's checked in for Morris. Oubre comes in for Otto Porter Jr., and it's Austin Rivers in for Beal. Olenek, he's checked in for the Heat. Both shots good from the stripe. Washington leading now by 15. Satoransky the pass to Green. Raiders against Rivers. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. We see a chart here for the shooting performance so far for Beal.
And these sorts of nights can happen. I mean, an extremely rough outing from him in terms of his efficiency. And at this point, the only thing you can hope for is to try to get into some sort of rhythm. Get a couple in a row, try to get to the free throw line, and build some confidence.
And he makes the first.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
No good on the second free throw. The Heat trail by 16. On the wing, Ellington. Satoransky covering. Ellington kicks to Adebayo. Now here's Winslow, covered by Oubre. Winslow's shot is off.
Well, he carves out the space he needs, just the finish was not good.
The drive by Green. Miami grabs the miss. And the pass to Waiters. sinks the three-pointer. Waiters got 9 points here in the second half.
His first triple of the second half. That makes 3 for the game.
And here is Satoransky. He has 5. Rivers kicks to Green. Mahimi a screen on Olynyk. Just 5 to shoot. Green, no luck.
You know, despite his struggle shooting, they've been successful tonight. He's just not gotten on track.
Waiters, no luck. Wizards leading by 13. To the inside. And stolen by Ellington. An even 3-on-3 break. Back to Waiters. Screen by Olynyk. Adebayo kicks to Winslow. Shot clock at 6. To the middle. It's tipped. Lets it go from deep. They get it again. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And the Wizards lead by 15.
Well, if you use your strength and your power and a little bit of relentlessness, as John Mahimi does, he cleans up.
Here's Rivers. The shot goes down. Very quick possession right there. Rivers has got 7. The Heat trail by 17. Olynyk sets a screen for Waiters. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
First personal foul. Third team foul.
This is his 3rd trip to the free throw line in the game.
Waiters. Taking 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
First one falls for him. Howard's checked in for Washington. Wall comes in for Satoransky. That misses, so he splits the free throws. Well, doors for Kelly Oubre to maximize his potential in this league. The jump shot will be key.
Right, Kevin, and there are positive signs where Kelly Oubre and his long-range shooting are concerned. His usage and efficiency have both gone up over the last couple of years. He's also been more aggressive on the offensive end, spending more time at the free throw line, and you would expect that with the level of athleticism he brings.
And here's Wall outside. It doesn't go for him. And it's Miami the other way. Now Ellington. Here's Winslow. Waiters outside. Olynyk sets a screen for Waiters. That 3 off the mark. Wizards leading by 14. Here's Rivers. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. 10 points for Austin Rivers.
The D just sagged off just enough and no hesitation on his part.
1:32 left in the third. Three-pointer Ellington drills the three-pointer. Ellington's got 5 now.
And that was a real quick comeback there. Both sides showing some range.
Well, both teams are pulling the trigger right now, showing great confidence from behind that arc.
There's the pick. Lobbed up there for Howard, and it's slammed in by Howard.
And Howard still has more than enough lift here to finish off plays like that.
And a tremendous Unleash Chaos replay coming to you courtesy of Under Armour Hover Hammock. Ellington dishes to Waiters. And the Heat, another 3.
Dominating this quarter. He's been absolutely fantastic shooting the ball, and they still trail.
Left side, Wall. It's over Ellington. Another one falls for Washington.
This is an important aspect of John Wall's overall skill set. That ability to be effective in the mid-range, important.
Olynyk the pass to Waiters. Oubre pulls it in. Oubre's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Lets it go from 11, and Washington again with the bucket. The Heat trail by 17. Waiters outside. There's a screen. Shot clock at 5. From deep three-point range, but they get it back.
And that's a good job of just getting after it on the backboard, gets them another possession, and allows them to run even more clock.
And so it's Washington, feeling good about their 17-point lead heading into the break. Their defense has been active and effective. We'll return shortly. Head coach Eric Spoelstra mic'd up along the sideline. Let's check it out.
Let's get this next bucket, and we got to put together a string right now. It's all right here in the head. It's right here in the head. Stay connected.
Greg urging his team to go on a run here.
I mean, they have what it takes, and Coach Spo right now just trying to spark a fire in his group.
And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. Wall and Rivers the guards. Kelly Oubre out there with Green, and it's Howard in at the center position. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. Now here's Rivers. Green with the ball. The kick out to Wall. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Wall's got 21.
Ooh, finally hitting one from range. That's his first 3 of the night.
Wall against Weber. And it's Adebayo in the corner. Olynyk tried to break loose, and he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Here's what Miami has lined up on their schedule. They'll head home to take on the Charlotte Hornets. Then on Wednesday, they'll go up against Kristaps Porzingis and the New York Knicks.
And for that matchup with the Blazers, they have that date circled. They love to compete, and they feel they can play very well against that group if they can execute.
And he makes the first.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line, they needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
Beal's checked in for the Wizards. The Heat also with the sub. Johnson, he's checked in for Winslow. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. Outside, Beal. And the Wizards hit again from deep.
How quick is that release? And it's 3 on the board. Beal doing what he does best.
Weber kicks to Richardson. Screen by Olynyk. Richardson against Rivers. Richardson the pass to Olynyk. Shoots over Beal. Olynyk can't hit. Washington leading now by 19 points. Out of bounds. Miami takes possession.
Heat ball.
For the Wizards, Morris is checked in for Green. And it's Otto Porter Jr. in for Rivers. The Heat also with a sub. Whiteside's checked in for Kelly Olynyk. Final quarter here, and we're just over a minute and a half through it. Morris against Richardson. Kicks it to Weber. Now here's Richardson. From the stripe. Keeps it alive, and Whiteside stays right with it.
I tell you, they better work out harder on the defensive end to box him out. He's going to live on those second chances.
Wall dishes to Beal. Over Richardson. It's Adebayo with the rebound.
Well, they know not to leave him open from mid-range, and they're all over him on that shot.
Richardson kicks to Adebayo. Pass to Johnson. 11 feet away. That shot, no good. Nice D from Porter. Back to Beal. Here's Morris. And another shot. That's another rebound. He hauls in his 20th rebound.
Dominating the glass. And the second chance becomes a dunk. We could feel over here.
GA, such a good, aggressive play in the paint. Here's Adebayo. The dish now to Richardson. And stolen by Howard. Inside, Porter. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. And the Wizards lead by 21.
Well, not too slim to mix it up inside. Nice work by Porter.
Weber kicks to Johnson. Good ball movement here by Miami. Here's Whiteside. No good. In and out off the rim.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far. Just relentless. Really impressed with how they've been able to maintain that focus.
I think it's obvious, Greg. They want this win. They're showing no let up in their attack right now.
Now, here is Weber. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Here's Beal. Got a hand on it. Johnson with it. Now Beal defending. And here's Richardson outside. That one falls, coming off Johnson's feet. Johnson's got assist number 5 here tonight. Beal with a screen for Wall. And again, Washington with the triple.
No three-pointers for him in that first half, but the second half, different story.
Weber, the pass to Whiteside. Whiteside a screen. On the wing, Johnson. He's guarded by Howard. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Remember back in 2016, James Johnson signed a make-good contract with the Heat. He's transformed his body, going from about 274 to under 240. And in the following season, they rewarded him with a 4-year, $60 million deal.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Johnson. And for James Johnson, losing all that weight seems to have unlocked his versatile, high-energy game, Greg.
Yeah, and this lower weight, Kevin, this guy's a wall of muscle. You combine that with the greater mobility, and now he possesses an athletic advantage most every night he takes the floor.
And Johnson drops them both. Some reports claim, Doris, that basketball is the fastest growing team sport. Do you think it has a chance to overtake football as the most popular sport in the U.S.?
Well, listen, anybody who is covering and carrying the games of the NBA is thrilled right now. The ratings for the NBA are off the charts. It increases in popularity every year. But let's remember the foundational sport in the United States of America is football. And the ratings for football, the NFL in particular, still dwarf the NBA. But the reality is there are challenges that the NFL faces. What those challenges have on the long-term business success in terms of, you know, the concussions and the long-term implications, we don't yet know, Kevin. And if we could all fast forward 10 to 15 years into the future, it'll be fascinating to look back and say, wow, this was a seminal moment for both sports.
Great perspective. Now Weber following the three-point attempt by John Wall. Outside a screen. Shot clock at 6. Raiders no luck.
Boy, just enough defensive attention to throw that shot off target.
Morris with a screen on Weber. It's Wall with the drive. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. They get Hassan Whiteside.
And Wall has said he wants to be in the MVP conversation moving forward. A terrific floor general with unreal athleticism.
That free throw, no good. He hits the second from the line. G League last season experimenting, Doris, with coaches' challenges of certain calls during games. Do you see that perhaps moving over as well to the NBA?
Kevin, my understanding on this is that across NBA ownership, there is real momentum to allow for a coach's challenge. And I think it's commonplace to see teams argue a call. When it's all said and done, we want to get things correct. And so maybe you see this happen in the G League. And what's the carryover to the NBA? I don't know, but I can tell you unequivocally, ownership wants to see a coach's challenge in the NBA at some point.
And I think, Doris, anytime you can make those coaches do more, put more on the line, just add to the intrigue of the game.
No question.
A three from Morris. They get it back. And Wall kicks to Porter over Richardson. That's good from Porter on the assist by Wall. And that's now 11 points for Otto Porter Jr. The Heat trail by 18. Waiters with a screen on Wall. Pass to Waiters. That one wide left.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
For Miami, they've gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the fourth and even 50%. Johnson dishes to Weber. He kicks to Waiters. Johnson with a screen on Beal. Waiters against Beal. Waiters passes to Whiteside. That one no good. Great D that time from Howard. Beal gets a wide open look, and it's Whiteside with the rebound. Whiteside's got his 16th rebound on the night.
Well, he's trying to shoot his way out of this slump, but it's not helping his team. That was an awful quarter.
Well, yeah, I mean, you want to give your offense a chance, and that possession didn't do it.
Not at all, Greg. I mean, no reason for him to be taking these kinds of shots. He has only himself to blame.
And here's Weber following Markieff Morris's three. Whiteside kicks to Weber. Beal with the block. Doris, for both charting game action and improving player health, the players now are being tracked by the player tracking devices or chips in their jersey during a game.
I love it, Kevin, because what it enables teams to do is measure the impact and the toll it can take on a player. For example, we now know that player X ran 5 miles on this particular night in this game action environment. And what that affords you is, okay, if you have a back-to-back situation, then you're going to be more careful with that player's minutes the next night. Or if it's an off day, Kevin, you can just say to that player, listen, unless we're doing a walkthrough, you're not involved. I want you off your feet and recovering. Anything that helps the competitive environment that these players are playing in, I'm all for it, Kev.
That was an excellent example. I like that. And a new group getting ready for the Wizards. Mahimi's checked in for Howard. Green comes in for Morris. Kelly Oubre's checked in for Porter. And Satoransky subbed in for John Wall. And then for Miami, Luke Babbitt, he's checked in for Johnson. Rodney McGruder comes in for Waiters. And it's Johnson in for Briante Weber. Now here's Richardson. Looking to end the run. Washington with the rebound. Beal's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And Satoransky kicks to Oubre. Green left side. Passes it to Beal. Mahinmi with the screen for Beal. Offline with his 3.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Beal with the block. They retain possession. Whiteside, the pass to McGruder. Good on the 3-point shot.
Exactly the kind of ball movement they're looking for.
Washington leading now by 22. And Satoransky kicks to Mahinmi. Beal from long range. Good work defensively by Johnson.
Definitely a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look.
Here's McGruder. He's covered by Beal. Whiteside sets the pick for Richardson. Offensive rebound. And the jam by Whiteside.
And Kevin, the knack for the offensive rebound are a big part of what makes this guy special.
Not to mention, Greg, his ability to finish with strength just like that.
You know, it's an invaluable asset to have. He's as tenacious down there as anyone.
So it's the Wizards now, following the score by Miami.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Washington.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
And a great team effort tonight, helped in large part with contributions in the nice night it ended up being for Howard.
He did all the dirty work that they needed, clearing out space underneath and securing rebounds.
Doris, last year the NBA signed a deal to broadcast G League games on the internet channel Twitch.
Well, you know Adam Silver is always looking at new methods for broadcasting this great league and the G League. And I think we live in an era of an increasingly digital world. The next generation views their platforms in non-traditional, non-linear fashion. So to me, this is really smart decision-making.
I know you're a big Twitch watcher yourself. You subscribe, and like me, you love the G League.
I'm always twitching.
Now, here's Satoransky. They set the screen. Meeks, good.
I'll tell you what, the energy in this arena, you can feel it.
Oh, there's no doubt. This crowd is into it, and it's because of how well their guys have played tonight.
Here's Babbitt. In the corner, Winslow with it. Whiteside, a screen on Porter. Winslow. Rebound, Washington. There's 31 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Mahinmi a screen. Satoransky with it, and it's Johnson picking him up. Mahinmi dishes to Meeks. Out to the right wing. Outside, Porter. Meeks passes to Satoransky. Back to Meeks. And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home no doubt helps, and the execution was flawless.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much. With John Wall. John, do you think this team has reached its potential, or is there still room to grow?
We can go to a high level. You know, we still can get better defensively. Offensively, our efficiency is not there yet. You know, we still getting used to playing with others. We got a lot of room for improvement.
That's good news for Wizards fans, John. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long, everyone.